What's going on, guys? It's your boy Southpaw Brad. I am here. I've got several things I need to share with you, and I've got so much stuff backed up. I want you to take a look over my shoulder here. This is all stuff that I want to open and show you, but I've got a stack here I want to share. I've got a stack here I want to share, and I've got to start chipping away at some of these other videos. So I'm starting to do that. That's what today is. So I am going to uh I had some stuff from a local comic book convention that I picked up and I wanted to share. I haven't been able to file it yet because I wanted to share it with you. And so if I can knock this stack out and share it with you over the weekend, I'll be able to get on to some of this other stuff, including, this box, that's comics. I think I don't know, it's at least 30 books. I see a dinged corner here. Let's hope I got a feeling it was packaged well, but that's it'll take your breath away when you see that, those messed up packages. So this was a comic book convention. Now, I'm not a wall shopper. I like to, I got to roll my sleeves up, get in there and start digging in those long boxes and see what kind of gems I can find. So that's what this is. I had a dollar bin that I shopped in. Another vendor had a $2, probably 10 or 12, where every book was $2. And another guy had, you know, I think it was a dollar, $5, and $10. So I'm going to start with the dollar books and just kind of go through. Some of it was interesting stuff. Now, what I'm not going to share is it was at this particular convention that I decided I wanted to pick up the run of Daredevil Volume 2. Number 1 leading up to Echo was written by Kevin Smith. And then I can't remember if it was Mac or Bendis who picked it up from there, but there's been some really good writers on that run. This dollar book vendor had a good chunk of the run with him. So I just went through, I think I bought like 33 or 36 books. And I said, hey, that's now there were none of the crazy Echo books. I did get a couple of Echo books, but mostly like Echo covers and stuff like that. She's completely hot right now. So I did get a couple, but nothing major. So I'm going to go ahead and get started here. Some of this stuff is just weird. Like example number 1 here. This is Unicorn number 1. And that was just a weird book. And I was like, for a dollar, I'm a dollar's worth of curious. I'm exactly a dollar's worth of curious. Let me pick this one up and see what's going on. I haven't opened it yet, but I will report back to you and let you know what I find out, because it was it's just, like I said, a dollar's worth of curious. So I'm going to see what's up with that. Next, let's see. Little run here of mutants. So up first, this is X-Men number 36. And this is the first appearance of Sync, and that is Sync on the cover. And for quite a few years, I've been buying this book whenever I saw it out, just because I like the character. He's not like my favorite character, but I just thought, hey, you can get and you can see it's got the foil. But I was like, hey, you can get a character, a prominent X-Men character, for cheap. This was a dollar bin find. You can get him for cheap. And in this latest iteration, if you recall, Marvel had, it was almost like a fan casting call. Hey, who would you like to see in this latest iteration of the X-Men? And I can't remember if there were some interesting characters though. X-23 was one. I think Polaris was in there, Ms. Marvel was in there, and Sync was one of the characters. So I don't recall if they had a certain number that they basically predetermined. Like, here's half the team, you pick the other half of the team. So I don't remember if Sync was the fan choice or if he was predetermined. But at any rate, a dollar book, if you can get it for $5 or less, it's probably a a cool pickup just to just to get, because like I said, I mean, first appearance in a prominent X-Men character, why not? Now, this one has heated up somewhat lately, and there again, this is Uncanny X-Men 317, and this is also the foil. It really looks good in that light right there. Good looking copy, cool looking foil book. This is first appearance of Skin, but most importantly, first appearance of Blink. And Blink is said to, this is Lords of the Long Box. I know I say it every week. Every time I post a video, I say it, but I want to give shout outs to the appropriate people. So, Lords of the Long Box, Mikey Sutton on his show. He does a show, sits in with Lords of the Long Box on Sundays, most Sundays. And he said they have big plans for Blink. So, Blink has been in the X-Men, I believe. I know she's been in the Exile. She's been in some form of the X-Men, and been involved in a while. So I've been this one along with the other are two books that I pick up if I see them in dollar bins. I mean, I'm just grabbing them. So I've got several copies of each one of those, and worth picking up, especially if you can find them for $1. But I would say if you can find them for less than $5, they're probably. I think I did buy a couple of this one at my LCS for $5 a piece. I thought it was well worth it. By the time you go to eBay and you buy the book for $4 or $5, and then you tack on the shipping, which is usually more than the book, you've got a $9-10 book instead of a reasonably priced $5 book. So up next, and again, this was in the dollar bins. I did not have these two. I do have some versions of these, but this is X-Men #1. This is I'll get used to this camera angle here at some point. X-Men #1, the Jim Lee run, and these were connecting covers. I don't know if these actually connect. I don't know if you can see that, but these actually connect like so. And I will tell you, it looks glorious when you line up all four of these and you've got them all connected. But this is one version, and this is the other version, and got them both for $1. So now I have all four that I can put together. Up next, we've got X Force #1. You Rob Liefeld lovers and haters out there. I can't tell you how hot he was. I mean, he ranked right up there with Jim Lee and Todd McFarlane, and some of his books I was buying right off the rack. I had a buddy I worked with who was a big comic book fan, and it was one of the times I got back into comics because he suggested it and turned me on to some of their artwork. So um, this one was a really popular book back then. But these were both probably bad. I got two copies. This one says Sunspot card. This one I think has the X Force card in it. But I said, hey, I've probably got a good many of these, but I said, hey, for $1, I have a hard time passing that book up for $1. So I got it. Up next, and pardon me, I'm a little parched. If you're wondering, this metal straw, I cannot tell you how many times I've hit this and flipped over the cup and dumped, tea everywhere. But I try to do it to be environmentally conscious. And the drink of choice is typically like Publix diet sweet tea. So If I'm not having a bourbon, I'm probably drinking some Publix diet sweet tea. So just a little behind the curtain moment with your boy Southpaw Brad. Next, we've got, now I'm trying to make a connection here with Thunderbolts. So Thunderbolts is most likely coming. And if we look at the characters who have been introduced in either shows or movies on Disney Plus, there are quite a few who have Thunderbolts connections. So I was like, well, obviously, this is Thunderbolts number 23. While slightly a different, this one's slightly a different storyline. I think actually, U.S. Agent, in Falcon and Winter Soldier, U.S. Agent's recruited to be a part of another team, and that's at the end of that. That's when he becomes the U.S. Agent. So this is Thunderbolts where they meet up with U.S. Agent. I think he's actually tracking them, and as we've seen, Marvel doesn't follow the comics completely. So I could see a scenario where US Agent is a Thunderbolt. He's part of the Thunderbolts team, along with Winter Soldier and along with Baron Zemo and Jolt, and there's quite a few, Black Widow. There's quite a few who have been involved in that team over the years. So I could easily see that happening. Up next, this is I usually pick these up when I see them around, and this was a dollar book. This is Howard the Duck number 2, and I got this book for, oh, I can't get this, for that right there. Plus more Gwenpool. So this is in issue 1 is her first story. Gwenpool's first story is in Howard the Duck issue 1, and issue 2 is a continuation of her story. So she's a neat character, Gwendolyn Poole, and I just thought I would, you get those for $1, man. It's nice to have that set. There's like 3, 1, 2, and 3 of Howard the Duck has that backup story in there. So I try to pick these up whenever I see them around. Up next, we've got, I'm still in the dollar bin books, folks. This is bananas. So up next, we've got Ghost Rider number 7, and this is Ghost Rider, the first time he battles Scarecrow, and rumored to be a villain that he may face somewhere down the line on Disney Plus. So I've picked up several. I had the one. I mean, I've still got the one I bought right off the rack, and so I picked up several others since then just to have. This is a book I really like, and this is a book I speculate on, and I buy it whenever I see it. So this is Cataclysm: The Ultimate's Last Stand, and this is issue number 3. And there's some interdimensional multiverse issues going on. I think I have not read the full story. I do have this run. It's 5 issues, and then I think there's like an issue 0 as well. So 0 and then 1 through 5. 6 total issues. I've not read this yet, but if I understand correctly, Galactus was sent to another dimension to get him the heck away from us, and it's caused problems. So in issue 3 of Cataclysm: The Ultimate's Last Stand, this is the first time Miles Morales ventures to the 616 to enlist the help of some other superheroes to fight Galactus. So I'm like, hey, that's kind of important. That's kind of an important moment. So I've got several copies of this. I was going to buy this for $5, and when I pulled it out and said, "Hey, here you go," the guy says, "Okay, that'll be $1." So I was like, "Gosh, man!" Like high-fiving myself. I'm like, "Man, you don't even know I would have bought it for 5." So all right, so now I'm getting into the $2 bin books, and there was some good stuff there. I was very pleasantly surprised. So I had a few months back, there was some speculation on Nemesis, the uh, Millar or Miller. I like the pronunciation of Millar better, but if it's Miller and McNiven's Nemesis. And so I picked up issue 2 through 4 at my LCS. Of course, issue 1 was going for crazy price because it was, you know, it was hot because there was speculation that it had been optioned. So I'm looking through this $2 bin, and what do I see but Nemesis #1? And it's in pretty darn good shape too. Nemesis #1, which I did not have. And then I said, what the heck? Let's go ahead and pick up. I keep going the wrong way. I will get this right, folks. I swear. I picked up issue #2, issue 3, and issue 4. So I got the whole run for $2 a piece. That's less than cover price from way back when. But man, that is a cool cover and makes Kick-Ass look like beep. So this one, I was very happy to get that because I knew at one point it was going for over $20, I think, or so thereabouts. So I was happy to get that, and I got doubles of the others, so got some extras. You know, I'm not scared to get multiple copies of books, as you've seen in my haul videos. Up next, I was thumbing through and found this little gem. This is some Tim Drake goodness. Batman number 442, and Tim Drake and the Robin gear. And what a just cool looking cover this is from the A Lonely Place of Dying run. That's a Perez cover too. I'd forgotten about that. George Perez cover. So you definitely can't go wrong. George Perez is the man. So this one's really cool. You know, $2, and it's going for more than $2 for sure. These next two, I usually pick up these Red Hulk books whenever I see them. This one, man, this cover is now. I know this is a connecting cover, so there's a cover B that is the mirror of this one. But man, this is some old school Defenders goodness right here. This is Hulk #10, and that's your Defenders there. Silver Surfer, and check out Doctor Strange. And we got Namor, and then we've got Hulk. But man, that is a dope cover. I love that. The the contrast of the colors on that rich black background. And I mean, this thing is to be a black cover, this is really in good shape, man. I'm surprised. Like it's just too difficult to they just pick up everything. So another Hulk book. This is number 29, little Red Hulk, Green Hulk battle. And just like the cover, I haven't looked in this one yet, but I do like that cover. And Red Hulk is gonna. That book has really maintained its value a bit, and I'd like to see it maybe dip just a smidge. So I am not a member of the Red Hulk First Appearance Club. I do have issue 2, which I think is significant and was underpriced for a while, but now that one has really crept up. So if I will be a member of that club one day, I promise you. Up next, so this is a run I'm trying to put together. I want to read this. This is Brian Michael Bendis run, Secret Invasion, and love the covers on these Secret Invasion. I got this one, so this is issue 2. I also got issue 6, and at Second and Charles, I found one of the other issues. So I'm slowly piecing this one together. I do want to read it. I've been doing a little price hunting on some trade paperbacks. And I think I'm going to buy like 4 or 5 trade paperbacks of stories I want to look at. That way I don't have to bust these things open and try to, try as you may not to get that darn piece of tape stuck on the cover. It's going to happen a lot of time. Not every time, but it will happen a lot of times. So up next, we've got X23 number 7, still in the $2 book section here, folks. Trying to get that. I've got some screen reflection and some light there. This is first appearance of X Assassin, one of X23's nemesis, I suppose. And I did not have that. I looked at this book on eBay and it was considerably more than $2. So I'm glad I found it for $2. This next one is Batman Beyond, The Long Payback. In case of emergency, break glass. This is Batman Beyond number 18. And this is the first appearance of the Robin of the Batman Beyond era / universe, what have you. First appearance of the Robin there. So I've only bought this book one time, and I had to buy it from overseas. So I saw this one in the $2 bin. I said, hey, I'll jump on another copy of that. Up next, boy, I just got some really good ones in these $2 bins. This is a book I like. I've mentioned it several times in my previous videos. So I pick it up when I see it. I think the first time I bought it was probably the highest price I ever paid for it. Was the first time I bought it. Since then, I found several cover price copies. So $3.99 copies at my LCS. They still had them up on not on the wall, but they put them in a short box after to rotate the stock out. They put them directly in short boxes. I found a couple of copies, but this is Spider-Verse number 6 of 6, and there are about 6 different Spider characters introduced here, one of which is this one here, who is White Widow. And, as many of these animated series they do, and the more they introduce these new characters, because hey, I would say they're never gonna do White Widow, and you probably said the same thing about Spider-Ham. Who thought Spider-Ham was gonna be? I had that comic forever, and I think I gave it to my nephew, and he probably destroyed it or something, and I could absolutely kick myself for it now because I held it for so long and it was worth nothing. And then all of a sudden, you just never know. So if I can help it, I'm going to try not to make that mistake again. But when I see this one, I'll pick it up. I've got, bought 2 copies out of the $2 bin. I mean, it's $3.99 cover price. That's half off and I think I've probably got 6 or 7 of these now. So it's a book I like to get when I see it for cheap, because you just never know who they're going to introduce. Up next, now this is I've shared this previously. I say that a lot, don't I? I've shared this previously. This is a book that I think they should retcon, go back and kind of change the history a little bit, but still in the $2 books here, folks. This is Wolverine number 80, and this is the first appearance of that X23 test tube. Got 2 of those from the $2 bin, and I like that story. I know that the writer of I think it's the writer of this particular book said, no, that was unintentional. I don't know how those guys must be psychic to have, chosen X23 test tube and named the character that's cloned after Wolverine X23. I mean, if you can randomly pick a number, but I would love for them to go back and say, yeah, you know what? That was X23. I just think it's a cool story, and it's such a subtle thing for that to transpire so long afterwards. And plus it's a cool book. That's Churchill and Milgram. So I thought that was maybe a Sam Keith cover. It kind of looks Sam Keith like, especially the villain there, but it's not. But I would love for that to happen again. $2 a piece. Jump on them if you see them. These are really like this guy really took care of these. Now he's got a very thick cover on these, or bag on these, so that has certainly helped. But those are good looking books to be older. All right, this is the last of the $2 books. This is Deadpool's Secret Wars, number 3, and we've got some Deadpool black and white suit goodness. There you go. And just like the cover, there might be some significance to this. I can't remember exactly. But hey, if Deadpool looks that awesome in a red and black suit, man, that black and white is sick. Okay, last but not least, I've got 4. These were $5 books, and so I picked these out, and the guy says, "Okay, he offered me a deal, a little better deal on those than this light is. If I'm going to keep doing these videos, I'm going to have to invest in a better light because this is just not. You guys deserve better than this." So this guy says, "Hey, I'll give you a little deal on it." There we go. So I picked out 4 books that I liked, and I'll just go through these. And up first, we've got this is Nova 29, first appearance of Warbringer. If you see this on eBay, it's a more expensive book. I mean, it's like $15 or so. He had it in the $5 bin. The next one was Peter Parker, the Spectacular Spider-Man, number 82. And the significance of this book, of course, you have Cloak and Dagger. This is, I don't know, maybe their 3rd appearance, perhaps. But if you look on the bottom, you see Punisher, and there's Kingpin kind of lording over him. This is the first battle of the Punisher and Kingpin. That's important. That's important. So that was in the $5 bin. Up next, we've got, I was surprised to see this one in there. It's got a little ding on the spine, but this one's a tough one to pull. But Spider-Man 2099, number 1. Pretty cover, five in the $5 bin. And then last but not least, this was misplaced. This was in the $5 bin. It was supposed to be in the $10 bin, and it probably would have been a good deal for $10. So I said, "Hey, that's I pulled that one out," and I said, "Well, what do the stickers mean?" And they said, "Well, the orange is $10." I said, "Oh, well, this was misplaced. Let me put it back in the $10 bin." And the guy's like, "You want that for $5?" And I said, "Sure." And so I got it for added on to the $5 book. So this is Alpha Flight number 1. I've got several of these, and I would just say pick them up every single time you see them. Because there are, Alpha Flight first debuted in the X-Men, but there are new characters in here. Puck is one of those characters, and Puck has gone on to do some pretty darn impressive things and been a part of some other teams. And he's one of the Alpha Flight members that Marvel wants to hitch their wagon to, so to speak. He's a guy they're going to use. So pick him up if you see him. If you see him for $10, probably a good buy. If you see him for 5, jump on it before somebody else does. So I had all 4 of these from the $5 bin. would have been a mighty fine pickup for, uh, for $20. And he said, "How about 15?" So I think I got all four of these for $15. So absolutely, I was like, yes. And you hate when somebody gives you a deal and you have to pull out a 50. You're like, yeah, I could have bought them for 20, but um, yeah, I was very happy to pick these up. It was an impromptu kind of comic convention. There was some good stuff there, and was really happy to be a part of it. And I love doing this with my nephews. I don't know if I've mentioned it previously, but I do like to. I collect comics with my nephews, two of my nephews, one of which is married and has a child, and the other is a sophomore at the local university. So we do that stuff together, and we have a good time doing it. So we went to the comic convention, found us some good stuff, and hey, wanted to share it with you so I can knock down this other stack here. I've got one other video before I get to these boxes, and I might open these two on the top and save the gosh, I've got that's still four huge boxes of comics to share with you guys. So don't fret, there'll be content. We've got content for weeks. So thank you guys for tuning in. I really appreciate it. I enjoy this time with you. If you would do me a favor and click the like and the subscribe button, should be about right here, somewhere in this area. If you would click those, I would greatly appreciate it. Feel free to comment. Is there anything you want to see? One of these days, I'm going to share some stuff from my collection and just some things I've had for years and years that, not all of it's in fantastic shape, but there is some sentimental value for me. So I'll be sharing plenty of stuff, guys. Feel free to comment. Let me know if there's something you want to see. I've got baseball cards and football cards and basketball and you name it. So I've got content to share. So thank you guys for tuning in. Click the like, share, and subscribe down here. And stay tuned until next time. You guys take care.